Lily's new day begins in the peaceful and quiet setting of their home. The video opens with Lily, sound asleep, seemingly unaware of what's about to unfold. She's curled up, breathing steadily, deep in dreams. While Lily is still asleep, Dad, her close companion, quietly and softly leaves the house. He steps outside, heading towards his motorcycle. The gentle hum of the motorcycle engine signals his departure as he starts the bike and rides away, leaving Lily alone in the silent house. After a short while, Lily wakes up. Immediately, a clear change in her behavior emerges. Lily realizes she's alone in the house, without the familiar presence of her dad. A sense of anxiety and restlessness is evident in Lily's every action as she begins to move through all the spaces in the house. And shifts to the doorway, expressing her confusion and longing to be reunited with her father. Somehow, after her searching efforts, Lily catches up to Dad. Perhaps Lily followed his scent, or Dad returned to look for Lily after realizing he had left her alone. This moment of reunion is filled with relief and joy for both of them. Dad doesn't hesitate. He immediately picks Lily up with both hands and places her in front of the motorcycle in a safe and comfortable position. From there, they continue their journey together. The motorcycle begins to roll, carrying them down the road. After a considerable distance, Dad parks the motorcycle outside what appears to be an outdoor restaurant or eatery. The area is bustling with people, and the tempting aroma of food wafts through the air, creating a lively and novel environment for Lily. Once settled at the restaurant, Dad begins to order food. Afterward, they share a meal together. Dad demonstrates his care and affection by sharing food with Lily. Lily eats with relish her small eating movements, showing satisfaction and enjoyment of the food, relishing the shared meal in the public space full of new sounds and smells. Lily appears in a cute outfit, a yellow shirt, and colorful striped pants, along with a small blue bag worn around her neck, looking very adorable and lively.
Bỏ muỗng ra bàn đi con. Rồi, cái muỗng xuống bàn đi con. Đây trước. Đây. Đúng rồi. Sao con đau bụng không? Đây. Con đau bụng không? Đi làm gì ăn nhé? Đi nào. Em mình làm trụ cột ăn nhé Ly nhé. Đây, bạn xem có gì nào. Đây. Này Ly nè. Làm này nhé. Được không? Đây không? Đây là chỗ mở này. Đây tí nữa xé nha.
Dad starts the vegetable
Mình làm
prep.
này trước nha.
He takes a bunch of
Làm này
fresh
trước nha.
green beans from a basket and begins to chop them into small, even pieces on a wooden cutting board.
Đúng rồi.
Once chopped, the green beans are placed into a prepared bowl. Lily is right beside him, observing Dad's every knife stroke meticulously, and occasionally reaches out a paw to lightly touch the ingredients as if helping or inspecting the quality.
Bỏ vào trong rồi đi con. Đây này, cái rơi này. Đây nữa. Giỏi lắm. Đây nữa con. Tí nữa bỏ trong cuộn này đi nha. Đây nữa con. Đây con. Đây con. Để đi con. Đây này. Để đi. Đúng rồi. Rồi, cái này xong rồi nhá. Giờ đến leo
Next,
nhá.
Dad moves on to chopping carrots. Fresh orange carrots are peeled and sliced.
Bỏ kia đi.
After cutting a small piece, he offers it to Lily. Lily takes the carrot piece and begins to eat, showing clear delight for this fresh, crisp vegetable with small mouth movements.
Con Ly ở đây chờ nhé. Ngồi đây chờ ba nhé. Thấy chưa? Với đây ba đi lấy trứng nhé. Ba ra vườn kiếm cái trứng gà nhé. Ngồi đây ha. Ly ngồi đây nhé. Được không? Yeah.
An unexpected moment occurs, ushering in Lily's mischievous streak. Dad leaves the kitchen for a moment, perhaps to get more supplies, or do something in another room, leaving Lily alone in the spacious kitchen. Perhaps Dad thought Lily would patiently wait. As soon as Dad is out of sight, Lily begins to explore the kitchen with great enthusiasm. Her first action is to approach the refrigerator and open its heavy door. Lily peers inside at shelves full of food and drinks, seemingly looking for something interesting to eat or play with. The mischief continues as Lily discovers a bag of flour, possibly all-purpose or rice flour, placed on the counter. She doesn't hesitate to tear open the bag, and fine white powder begins to scatter across the countertop. More and more flour spills, creating a hilarious white battlefield on the kitchen counter and possibly even the floor. This scene is quite amusing, showing Lily's boundless playfulness and knack for creating a mess. Not stopping there, Lily even grabs a spoon from somewhere, perhaps a drawer, or on the table, and begins to stir the flour in a bowl, as if trying to bake a cake or create some recipe of her own, looking very much like a miniature chef. After getting enough mischief out of her system and creating a mess, Lily surprisingly switches into cleanup mode. She finds a cloth and attempts to wipe down her battlefield. Though the results might not be perfect, the action is still adorable and unexpected.
Đi ơi, trứng về rồi đây. Ui, con làm gì vậy? Ừ? Cái gì vậy đi? Trời ơi, cái gì đấy? Hả? Cái gì vậy? Trời ơi, ba đã bảo rồi. Cái bột này nó
Dad returns to the kitchen and discovers Lily in the sink, perhaps playing with water, or still covered in flour. Dad gives a slight smile without scolding, and then gently washes Lily's paws, helping her clean off the mess.
Đây là bánh ba nhé. Đây. Được quá. Thôi, con làm đây nhé. Đây là bánh kim bắp nhé. Được không? Có trứng rồi ha. Nè. Đó. Leo này, làm miếng đi. Đây ha. Bây giờ bà đi làm trứng nhé. Rồi, Lily lấy trứng cho ba nào.
After the cleanup is done and order is restored, they both continue with the cooking. Dad cracks eggs into a bowl.
Trứng nha con, trứng nha con. Rồi, Đó. Rồi, đây bỏ bì nhá. Đừng chọc tay vào đấy nhé con, bẩn nhá. Rồi, lấy trứng kia nữa cho ba. Trứng kia. Đây. Đúng rồi, tốt quá. Rồi, nào. Rồi, lấy trứng nhá. Lấy trứng ha.
And Lily again participates by using a whisk to beat the eggs, showing their coordination in kitchen work like a well-matched team.
Rồi. Đây con, làm đi nào. Rồi, bây giờ mình lên lửa nhé. Đứng sát vào ba nhé, nóng lắm á. Cho một xíu dầu nhé. Rồi. Đậy lại này. Đậy tí nhé. Dad
begins to fry the eggs in a hot pan. The savory aroma of fried eggs starts to fill the kitchen, stimulating the senses.
Wow. Bây giờ mình ra đây. Đây. Vào đây đi. Đây, em cầm này các bạn. Cầm đây này. Rồi. Ok, làm tấm này nhé. Rồi, chín được rồi. Rồi. Bây giờ mình chờ nó nguội xong mình cắt nha. Để lấy cơm về đây này. Cơm này. Đó. Cơm nó nguội nhé. Ở đây con. Mình chả đều cơm rồi nhé. Cho này rồi nha.
Once the eggs are fried, golden brown Dad moves on to making sushi rolls. He prepares cooked rice, pre-sliced vegetables, and the fried egg to create beautiful and appealing sushi rolls. Each roll is tightly formed and evenly sliced.
Bật lại đi này. Bật to quá hả? Đây là cắt vỏ nha. Đoạn là xấu bỏ đi nha. Đó, đây là thật đi này. Vào đây coi. Đúng rồi. Đây nha. Nè. Đây không? Ha. Chưa này. Rồi, Ly cầm bỏ đi coi. Bỏ đây, bỏ xuống. Không phải. Bỏ cái đàng hoàng đây này. Bỏ đây coi. Đúng rồi. Đây đi coi, bỏ dưới đi. Giỏi. Đây, bác xem này. Giống phết nha. Để bác trang trí cái này lên cho Ly nhé.
Finally, the completed sushi rolls are carefully arranged by Dad on a plate for Lily to eat.
Này giống kiểu đống củi như Ly nhỉ. Cái đống củi không? Đây. Này giống kiểu đống củi khô. Rồi đi nào. Đi nào. Ok. Đi đi, ok đi con. lâu lắm rồi đúng không?
Lily sits at the table and begins to enjoy the sushi heartily with a fork.
Đây, và có cái này cho Ly này.
Dad sits beside her smiling as he watches Lily's every move, expressing his joy and satisfaction at seeing his little daughter enjoy her delicious meal.
Ngon quá. Sô-cô-la cho Ly nhé. Ngon quá rồi, ngon quá. Ăn tán cơm với Ly. Đây này. Ngon quá. Đây, một cái đi này.
The morning sun cast its radiant light across the lush green garden, heralding a new day brimming with energy. In this peaceful setting, Monkey, Lily, and Dad appeared ready for their green bean harvesting duties. Lily, with her soft brown fur and mischievous eyes, was visibly excited, bouncing around Dad as if urging him to begin their culinary adventure. Dad and Lily approached a vibrant patch of green beans. With the agility and quickness inherent to primates, Lily began to pick the green beans, gently dropping them or handing them to Dad.
Rồi, đúng rồi Ly ơi. Đấy, lấy cái đó đi Ly. Đấy con, mang đây nhá. Rồi, mang vào đây con, lấy vào đây. Đó, kia đấy kìa.
Dad caught the beans Lily harvested meticulously, placing them into a basket or bag. Lily remained on the trellis, continuing her work. Occasionally, Lily would jump down to Dad's side or sit watching intently as Dad picked beans from lower sections. Dad looked up at Lily, a smile gracing his face, showcasing the joy and bond between them as they worked together. They continued harvesting green beans, moving along the row of plants. Lily was always Dad's main picker, from above, following his every instruction.
Đấy con, mang đây nhá. Đấy đi. Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi.
Not stopping there, after climbing up the trellis to pick beans, Lily continued climbing up the papaya tree, where the beans grew up the papaya tree. Lily tried to pick beans high up on the papaya tree.
Đúng rồi. Kìa. Đúng rồi, kéo lại. Đúng rồi.
While climbing the papaya tree to pick papaya, Lily gets dizzy, which shows Lily's sense of humor.
Thôi bác bỏ đây. Lấy cái bỏ đây.
Next, as Dad and Lily moved to an area growing various other types of leafy greens. Dad selected the freshest leaves. He carefully plucked each leaf, putting them into a bag or basket. Lily remained nearby, watching attentively. Dad looked up at Lily, again seemingly talking to or guiding her.
Oh. Kia, bỏ xuống đi con, lấy cây kìa. Đây đi. Chỉ đi này, cầm đây này. Nè, cầm này hái rau đây nha. Đây là chỉ đi hái rau nha. Đó, đó. Đúng rồi, giỏi quá. Thấy chưa? Hái rau mình hái như vậy nha. Rồi là cây luôn ha. Kìa, cây kia kìa.
They continued their green harvesting work. Dad picked large fresh leaves, placing them into the bag. Lily consistently followed close by, sometimes touching the leaves. Dad appeared to be selecting another type of vegetable. He carefully plucked each leaf. Lily sat nearby, seemingly learning. They continued harvesting greens, both focused on their tasks. After picking lettuce, Dad and Lily went home, but while traveling, they accidentally saw an orange tree with lots of fruit. Very eye-catching, so they decided to pick some oranges to bring home to eat. After harvesting Dad, and Lily brought the fresh produce back home ready for preparation. Dad placed the ingredients on the kitchen counter, while Lily curiously explored everything around her in the kitchen.
Chào bà tí nha. Thôi, rồi con. Đây này. Rồi, qua đây ngồi đi con. Bây giờ mình làm lại tí nhé.
Dad began teaching Lily how to shell green beans. He patiently guided her step by step, from how to hold the pod, how to open it, to how to extract the beans. Lily listened attentively and tried to follow along, though her small hands seemed to find the task a bit challenging. Lily continued shelling green beans with intense concentration.
Vào đây con. Cẩn thận né nó. Này là bóc ra đi. Đúng rồi. Đấy này. Giỏi. Đây ha.
While Lily was busy shelling beans, Dad took the opportunity to peel and slice oranges. He carefully removed the orange peel and separated the segments, then neatly arranged them on a plate. Afterwards, he placed the plate of oranges in front of Lily, inviting her to enjoy them.
Nhỏ để ăn nhé, bỏ đi con. Đúng rồi. Đây. Bỏi nè. Đúng rồi. Tốt lắm nè. Được không? Đây, rồi nha. Đi ăn nhé.
Little Monkey Lily was very excited about the sweet and refreshing oranges. Lily held a small fork and slowly ate each orange segment. Her eyes gleamed with happiness and satisfaction.
Rồi cái chín này là tí nha.
After finishing the oranges, Lily returned to the green beans.
Đây là hai ly.
Dad
Chín
instructed
này.
Lily how to break the green beans. He held a bean pod and broke it into smaller pieces, then put them into a bowl. Lily watched very closely, then proceeded to break the green beans herself. Although her small hands made breaking the beans a bit difficult, Lily persevered.
Đậu giả này nhé.
Dad cut some other vegetables into small pieces, preparing for their meal. Lily remained nearby, observing everything that happened. Dad put the broken green beans onto a plate.
Đây, con để cho Ly ăn nhé.
Lily immediately used her fork, spearing a piece of green bean and bringing it to her mouth to eat with delight. Lily continued to eat the green beans, seemingly very much enjoying the fresh produce she helped to prepare. One afternoon, the atmosphere in Lily and Dad's small, cozy house felt somewhat subdued, different from the usual cheerful liveliness. Little Monkey Lily was sitting by herself perhaps on her familiar armchair in the living room, or nestled by the window. Her big, round, dark eyes gazed into the distance, not focusing on any particular point, but seemingly lost in an indescribable sadness, a faint sense of loneliness. Lily's posture was a little slumped, her small tail not wagging mischievously as it usually did. It was unclear what had caused Lily's mood to dip like this. Perhaps she had just experienced something unpleasant, or simply felt a certain emptiness.
ba có lâu không? Ngồi đấy chờ ba có lâu không? Hả? Nè, để ba sẽ
Just then, Dad walked into the room. Seeing Lily looking unhappy, her small face tinged with melancholy, Dad gently approached. In his hand was a brand new pristine white shirt, neatly folded, perhaps a small gift a little surprised Dad wanted to give Lily to cheer her up. Dad presented the shirt to Lily, then tried to hold it up against her, intending to dress her. But strangely, Lily showed some resistance. She turned her face away, using her tiny hands to gently push the shirt away, seemingly unwilling to accept this attention. Or perhaps she was still immersed in her own private sorrow. Dad was probably a little surprised and slightly taken aback by Lily's unexpected reaction, but he didn't force her. He gently placed the white shirt on a nearby table and then quietly left the room, perhaps to give Lily some personal space to rebalance her emotions on her own.
Bỏ áo đây nhá. Để bữa sau ba mua cho Ly một cái áo giống vậy nhé, được không? Đi mặc. Đi ngồi đây rồi. Này Ly này, ăn xong bỏ đây nha. Ăn xong cái đầu đi nhá.
As soon as Dad had left the room, returned to its quiet state, Lily remained alone. But then her innate curiosity and playful nature began to stir, overcoming her momentary sadness. Lily's gaze drifted toward the white shirt Dad had just left. She slowly approached it, examining the shirt for a long moment. Then, as if drawn by an invisible force, Lily picked up the shirt and began to try it on herself. Though a bit clumsy and fumbling slightly with the buttons and sleeves, eventually Lily managed to wriggle her head through the collar and slip her small arms into the wide, billowy sleeves. The white shirt seemed a little oversized for Lily's petite frame, making her look even more amusing and adorable. Lily stood before a mirror, if there was one, turning this way and that, admiring herself in the new outfit, a mischievous little smile playing on her lips. Perhaps Dad's new shirt had after all managed to dispel some of the sadness in her little heart. Little later, Lily was seen sitting at her familiar little dining table. In front of her was a bowl of smooth, thick white yogurt, perhaps a snack Dad had prepared to comfort Lily. She held a small spoon, slowly, deliberately scooping up spoonfuls of yogurt and putting them into her mouth. The sweet, cool taste of the yogurt probably helped to improve Lily's mood a bit, but her face still held a hint of pensiveness, of deep thought. When Dad once again left the room, perhaps to attend to some work, Lily again turned her sad gaze out the window, looking towards some distant, undefined point, as if waiting, searching for something far away. Sadness still seemed to linger somewhere in the little monkey girl's sensitive soul. Afterwards, a rather surprising and meaningful action from Lily took place. She picked up the new white shirt that Dad had given her earlier, the one she had just tried on. Lily hugged the shirt to her chest, then slowly walked into the bathroom. Here she found a small plastic basin, perhaps one often used for washing clothes. Lily placed the white shirt into the basin, then turned on the tap, letting cool, fresh water fill it. Next, imitating what she often saw Dad do, she used her tiny hands to rub and dunk the shirt in the water, as if trying to wash it clean. Though Lily's actions probably only made the shirt wetter and perhaps a bit more crumpled rather than actually cleaner, it held a sense of care, a desire to do something for Dad. Or perhaps it was Lily's way of expressing her emotions. Having completed her diligent laundry efforts, Lily carefully lifted the wet shirt out of the basin, tried to gently wring out some of the water, then placed it into a small plastic basket. She then somewhat strenuously carried the basket containing the wet shirt to where Dad was sitting.
gì? Hả? Xuống đây làm chi vậy? Làm cái gì sai đúng không? Có phải không? Có phải làm gì sai không? Trả lời hả? Trả lời hả? Ồ. Làm sai đúng không? Ừ? Áo mới mua mà làm dơ rồi. Cái nói sao đi nha. Tao buồn đi nha. Áo mới mua đấy.
At this moment, Dad also seemed to be not in the best of spirits, his face a little pensive perhaps, due to some work-related issue or something else that was troubling him. Seeing Dad looking sad and perhaps sensing Lily's effort and affection, through her act of bringing him the wet shirt, Lily with her special sensitivity and affection didn't hesitate, but gently climbed into Dad's lap.
Sao?
She nuzzled her small, soft, furry head against Dad, her tiny arms wrapping around his neck, as if wanting to comfort, console, and share his burden. And it seemed that Lily's sincere, uncalculated concern touched the deepest corners of Dad's heart. He hugged Lily tightly, and all his worries seemed to dissipate. Father and daughter appeared to have found empathy, understanding, and a wonderful reconciliation. The white shirt, though wet, had become a magical bridge for their feelings. To make the atmosphere in the house more cheerful and warm after those subdued moments, and also to celebrate their reconciliation, Dad decided he would go into the kitchen and prepare a truly delicious and hearty meal. The chosen dish today was spaghetti with a rich tomato sauce, served with a sunny-side-up fried egg. Lily was visibly very excited and thrilled to see Dad preparing food. She toddled after Dad in the kitchen, curiously observing every step. When the meal was ready, fragrant with the aroma of tomato sauce blended with fried egg and golden pasta, Dad carefully served a small portion onto Lily's pretty little plate. She sat at her table, using her little fork, eating with great gusto and joy. The soft, chewy pasta, combined with the tangy, sweet, savory tomato sauce and the rich, flavorful fried egg, delighted Lily immensely. Pure happiness was evident on her face. While father and daughter were happily enjoying their delicious meal, Mom, a gentlewoman, perhaps Dad's wife or another close family member, entered the room. In her hand was a plate of bright orange segments, freshly peeled and looking very juicy and inviting. Mom smiled gently, approached Lily, then took an orange segment, intending to feed it to her as a dessert. But this time, rather surprisingly, Lily refused. She gently turned her head away, not wanting to eat the orange segment Mom offered. Mom was perhaps a little surprised by Lily's reaction, but didn't force her. She smiled, placed the plate of oranges on the table, and then quietly left the room. And for some reason, after Mom left, Lily, despite having just enjoyed a hearty meal, once again showed a hint of sadness, of loneliness, her eyes again gazing into the distance. Soon after, as the atmosphere in the room seemed to dip slightly, again due to Lily's fluctuating mood, another man, perhaps a close uncle in the family, or a very dear friend of Dad's, walked in. Seeing Lily looking unhappy and sitting by herself, this man gently approached. He didn't say much, just smiled kindly, then slowly bent down, opened his arms wide and lifted Lily up in a very steady and affectionate embrace. He hugged and comforted Lily, perhaps whispering words of love into her ear. Then he carried Lily to her own pretty little warm bed. Perhaps it was time for Lily to rest, to sink into a peaceful sleep, to forget the complex emotions of the afternoon. Lily snuggled into his arms, feeling the warmth, protection, and safety. Then slowly, her big round eyes closed, and she drifted off to sleep, concluding an afternoon filled with so many different emotional notes, from vague sadness, childlike curiosity, the joy of reconciliation, excitement over delicious food, to moments of being loved, cared for, and comforted by her dearest ones. A little later, perhaps, growing a bit tired of the phone or hearing a familiar sound from outside, Lily placed the phone down on the table and nimbly scampered over to the window. Her big, round, dark eyes gazed outwards, looking into the distance, her expression tinged with a hint of anticipation of waiting. It seemed she was expecting someone, perhaps Dad, her indispensable companion, in every joyful escapade. The view outside might have been a small yard, with a few green potted plants or a quiet village path. And Lily's wait was not in vain. Before long, Dad's familiar figure appeared at the gate. He had just returned from the market, carrying a rather large shopping bag, perhaps filled with fresh food and essential items for an upcoming day of fun. Lily, with her sharp eyes, immediately noticed that among Dad's groceries was a bright red, juicy apple and a few golden orange oranges, her favorite treats. Joy clearly lit up Lily's face, and she quickly ran to the door to welcome Dad. Once inside the house, after putting everything away, Dad and Lily began to prepare a refreshing and nutritious summer drink together. Dad took the golden orange juicy oranges out of the bag. Then, with Lily's enthusiastic assistance, a father and daughter used a small manual juicer to extract fresh pure orange juice. Lily was visibly thrilled with this task. She used her tiny hands to try and hold half an orange steady, while Dad applied pressure and rotated it on the juicer's reamer. The gentle sound of orange seeds dropping the fresh, clean aroma of orange essential oils filling the kitchen, and the stream of golden orange juice slowly flowing into a clear glass pitcher. All created a truly joyful and cozy atmosphere. Lily occasionally dipped her finger into a bit of juice remaining on the juicer and licked it off her face, alight with delight. After preparing a pitcher of delicious golden orange juice, Dad also carefully washed the red apple that Lily had spotted earlier. The orange juice and the apple were skillfully arranged by Dad into a pretty little woven basket, along with a few other items necessary for an outing, perhaps a picnic blanket and some light snacks. Father and daughter were ready for an excursion to the fields, promising many exciting things. Before long, Dad was steadily seated on his familiar scooter, with Lily placed securely in front, perhaps in a special carrier or a small custom-designed seat. The scooter slowly rolled out, taking father and daughter away from their little house towards the lush green, expansive fields that stretched as far as the eye could see. The cool country breeze blew past, carrying the scent of young rice and the smell of the earth. Upon reaching a spacious, flat, grassy area situated beside a verdant green rice paddy, Dad stopped the scooter. Lily nimbly jumped off, unable to contain her eagerness and delight at being immersed in the free, open expanse of nature. She joyfully ran and jumped on the soft grass, and then her mischievous eyes were drawn to a tree, not too tall, but with many lush branches and leaves nearby. Without a moment's hesitation, Lily utilized all her innate climbing skills, nimbly gripping the rough tree trunk, then flitting from one branch to another with practiced ease. Lily's quick, agile, and confident movements made Dad standing below smile with pride, silently marveling at his little daughter's nimbleness and wonderful instincts. After Lily had thoroughly enjoyed climbing and exploring her private treehouse, she scampered back down to the ground and ran to Dad. Father and daughter played together on the lush green grass. Dad might have tossed a small ball, and Lily would quickly chase after it, then bring the ball back to Dad with her mouth or hands. Joyful laughter and affectionate gestures echoed in the peaceful, idyllic countryside setting. When both were a little tired from playing, Dad took out the red apple he had brought from home. He carefully peeled off the thin outer skin with a knife, then cut it into small, easy-to-eat pieces and offered them to Lily. She sat obediently in Dad's lap or on the picnic blanket, slowly savoring the sweet, crisp apple slices, her clear eyes shining with delight and contentment. Dad also poured a glass of cool orange juice for Lily to drink. Not only apples and orange juice, it seemed Dad had prepared very thoroughly for this outing. He also took out a small bottle of drinking yogurt, perhaps a fruit-flavored kind that Lily really liked. She delightedly took the bottle of yogurt, tilted her head back, and drank it with gusto, the creamy, tangy sweet taste of the yogurt, adding variety to Lily's al fresco snack. After hours of joyful play in the fields, enjoying the fresh air and delicious snacks, Lily and Dad packed up their belongings, then got back on the familiar scooter to return home as the afternoon sun began to soften, painting the sky in hues of gold. The trip, though short, had brought Lily many exciting experiences and memorable moments. One afternoon, when the morning's tasks seemed to have been temporarily set aside and a quieter atmosphere settled over the house, Dad decided he would dedicate some time to teaching little Monkey Lily, perhaps with the hope that his intelligent little girl could learn something new and exciting. Father and daughter sat together at their familiar small table, a place where Lily often played and ate. Dad carefully placed a pristine white-lined notebook, still smelling faintly of new paper, and a freshly sharpened pencil in front of Lily. Then he gently took Lily's tiny hand, trying to guide her on how to hold the pencil correctly, how to make the first tentative strokes on the paper. But it seemed that Lily, on this particular afternoon, had absolutely no interest in this serious schoolwork. Her mind appeared to be wandering elsewhere, perhaps, to the exciting games in the garden or some enticing snacks. Lily just stared blankly at Dad, then at the notebook and pencil, with an air of unfamiliarity, showing not a shred of cooperation or curiosity. Her big, round, dark eyes would gaze up at the ceiling, then drift toward the window, completely unfocused on Dad's lesson. All of Dad's efforts, from holding Lily's hand to demonstrate writing to his gentle words of encouragement, seemed unable to capture his little student's attention for the lesson. Seeing this, Dad let out a soft sigh, perhaps understanding that forcing Lily to learn at this moment was impossible. He smiled kindly, stroked Lily's head, and then decided to temporarily halt this reluctant lesson, leaving Lily alone in the room with her own thoughts while he quietly stepped outside, perhaps to get some fresh air. As soon as the door closed behind Dad, Lily seemed to be liberated from the pressure of learning. She immediately ignored the notebook and pencil lying forlornly on the table, her attention quickly shifting to her favorite toys, things that brought her joy and the freedom of exploration. Lily reached for her charming little pink toy laptop, a gift Dad had given her long ago. She flipped open the lid, then used her tiny fingers to tap, tap, tap on the plastic keyboard, her mouth murmuring cute, cheep, cheep. Sounds as if composing an important document or chatting with an imaginary friend. Then, as if feeling the room was a bit too confining, Lily delightedly began to run and jump around the room from one corner to another, her small feet pattering tirelessly. She even ran to the large window, curiously pulling aside the thin curtain to peek outside, perhaps to see what Dad was doing, or simply to gaze at the familiar garden scene with its colorful potted flowers. Afterwards, with a technically proficient leap, Lily hopped onto the top of the lemon-yellow mini-fridge, a rather high perch in the room where she could survey her entire domain and feel like a little queen reigning on her private throne. A little later, perhaps, tired after her energetic play, or simply feeling a bit hungry and craving something sweet and cool to quench her thirst, Lily spotted a small watermelon, its skin a glossy green, still with its stem intact, placed in a nearby corner. With her characteristic determination and perhaps a touch of cunning, she began her quest to conquer this watermelon. Just as Lily was engrossed in her sumptuous watermelon feast, Dad walked in from outside. Seeing the floor stained with red watermelon juice and Lily sitting amidst the battlefield she had created, eating with great relish, Dad seemed not too pleased. A slight frown appeared on his forehead, perhaps due to the mess and the somewhat destructive nature of his little daughter. Dad gently reminded Lily about keeping things clean, then patiently set about cleaning up the stains Lily had caused. After the floor was once again clean and sparkling, as before, Dad decided to prepare another snack for Lily, one that was both delicious and allowed her to participate in the preparation process boiled corn. Dad brought out some fresh corn cobs, still wrapped in their green husks from the kitchen. Then he sat down with Lily and began the task of peeling the husks and removing the silky threads. Lily was very interested and enthusiastic about assisting in this work. Although her tiny hands might not have been very skillful, and sometimes she seemed more interested in playfully tugging at the soft corn silk than actually helping Dad husk Lily's presents, and joy made the atmosphere truly warm and cheerful. While father and daughter were engrossed in preparing the corn, suddenly from outside the window, summer raindrops began to fall, growing heavier with each passing moment. The large, clear raindrops drummed against the roof and the window panes, creating a lively, natural melody. Lily curiously looked out the window, watching the raindrops dancing, creating shimmering circles on the courtyard surface. A little later, Dad put on a thin raincoat, perhaps to avoid getting wet, then quickly went out into the yard, even though it was still raining quite hard. Lily looked out bewildered, following Dad's figure as it disappeared into the rain. Dad.
Đi đi. Đi đâu đấy? Đây, đây cái ly này. Mang ghế vào đi con, cầm ghế vào đi. Kéo ghế vào đi. Đây. Kéo vào nhà đi, kéo vào nhà đi. Rồi. Kéo vào nhà đi con. Sao?
Before long,
Yeah.
Dad returned, and in his hand was an unexpected trophy. From the rain, a fresh, large, round coconut, perhaps just picked by Dad from the coconut tree in their garden. Dad used a large knife to skillfully chop off the top of the coconut, revealing the white flesh and the clear, pure coconut water inside. He carefully poured the coconut water into a cup, then inserted a straw and gave it to Lily. Lily delightedly took the coconut, sipping the sweet, pure coconut water, a wonderful gift from nature on a rainy day. Afterwards, Dad also split the coconut in half, using a spoon to scrape out the soft, white, young coconut flesh for Lily to enjoy. The rich, slightly crunchy taste of the coconut flesh also greatly pleased Lily.
Đánh miếng cho Ly xem nhé. Đây nữa Ly, đây nữa này. Đúng rồi, bỏ đi, bỏ đi. Đúng rồi. Rồi đó, đây nữa con. Đây nữa. Bỏ vào trong đi, đúng rồi, đây nữa con. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Chờ tí. Đây nữa.
After enjoying the delicious fresh coconut, Lily once again demonstrated her responsible spirit and adorable nature by helping Dad clean up the coconut shell pieces and any bits left on the table and floor. She took a cleaning cloth and diligently wiped here and there, though perhaps not very effectively. Dad was very happy and proud of Lily's initiative and progress. And to reward her good behavior and diligence, Dad gave Lily a little more coconut water to drink like a sweet word of praise. An afternoon for Lily thus passed with an unsuccessful lesson that instead opened up opportunities for creative mischief. Delicious treats from nature, and also small lessons in neatness and responsibility. Although there were moments of slight messiness above all, it was filled with Dad's boundless love and infinite patience for his mischievous but also incredibly adorable and intelligent little monkey. Every moment was a beautiful memory of brick building the sacred father-daughter bond.
Chứ bình thường không ai làm đâu. Cái này xíu thôi ha. Rồi, cho nhỏ nữa thôi ha. Đi, đến nước dừa uống đi. Đến nước dừa uống sang mình lấy cái bánh ăn là vừa ha. Đi nha. Đây. Con ra ghế ngồi đi. Để bà lấy cho ly nhá. Bà lấy ly đựng nước ha. Đâu, cái ống đâu con. Đó, thấy không? Chờ xíu nhá, sắp được rồi, chờ tí. Ly ơi, chị ở đây. Ở đây. Chờ xíu. Chờ tí nha. Con bỏ đây cho Ly nhá. Nhìn đã không Ly hả? Ra ghế đi, ra ghế đi. Đấy. Ly cho ba bỏ đây, bỏ đây. Gì Ly? Gì đó? Gì Ly? Chờ ba mệt quá Ly ơi. Ba đang mệt nhé. Có muốn gì? Gì vậy? Gì vậy? Gì? Sao? Sao? Đói bụng hả? Ly, cái này bà mệt nhé. Ly tự đi mua đồ ăn sáng ha. Thấy chưa?
After some initial playful moments, Dad pauses and decides to give Lily an important task to go get some fruit.
Cho con đấy, con ra lấy bỏ túi nhé, bỏ túi để mang đi ăn nhé. Đi con.
Lily receives the mission with focus, her bright eyes following the direction Dad points. And then she embarks on her journey with an eager demeanor. Lily leaves Dad's side and begins to travel alone along a path. This path might be a dirt road or a small paved walkway winding through a lush green landscape of trees and flowers. What's special is that the market Lily is heading to is located within or very close to a large garden, creating a fresh and pleasant green space. Lily moves confidently along the path, her eyes observing everything around her. The bushes lining the road with small blossoms, birds chirping on branches, or people walking in the distance. The small straw hat on her head and the accompanying bag make Lily's appearance even more endearing and purposeful, like a true little fruit hunter. Oh! Wow!
Đi chưa về nhỉ? nhau về đi. Trời. Đồ ăn đâu? Ừ. Đồ ăn đâu, mang cái này về cho ba đây. Ừ. Có tiền này. Không có tiền này. Ừ. Không mua à? Thì không mua cái gì à? Hay người ta cho đi hả? Ai cho đi hả? Cái này đâu đây? Ừ. Ủa? Cho ba hả? Cho ba hả? Cho ba tiền à? Ồ, giỏi quá hả? Cái này đâu đây? Ừ. Cái này đâu đây? Cái này của ai đây? Ừ. Ừ. Cho ba tiền à? Ồ, giỏi quá hả? Cho ba hả? Đây đây. Ừ. Tiền. Cảm ơn Ly nhé. Xin một cái nhé. Đi ra đây ăn đi. Đây ba cho ly sữa này. Đi ra đây. Đi. Đây cho ly sữa này. Đây, đi cho ba cái này, cho trái cây, cho ly sữa nhé. Được không? Đưa mũi cho ba nào. Tắm. Cầm cái này này. Đây, không có ly đây. Ly được đâu? Đây là cầm ra này. Đó. Đúng rồi, cẩn thận vô. Đúng rồi. Cẩn thận nhé. Ăn no là vẫn uống được nhiều sữa về Ly. Sao? Đấy, cũng nghĩ từ từ thôi nhé, no bụng này thấy không? Nè, cái bụng hư này.
Then she found a laundry basket, stood on her tiptoes, and tried to neatly place each item inside. Right from the start, Lily demonstrated herself to be a little homeowner with a keen sense of cleanliness. Dressed in her home attire, consisting of an adorable light pink t-shirt and comfortable plaid trousers, Lily nimbly picked up a small piece of discarded paper or a candy wrapper lying on the floor, then toddled over to the exact location of the pretty little trash bin in the corner of the room and carefully dropped it in. This simple action showed Lily's commendable observation and learning from Dad's habits. But work cannot be without joy. Interspersed with her cleaning, Lily also didn't forget to make time for her favorite physical activities. She enthusiastically grabbed a mini basketball, perhaps almost as big as her tiny self. Lily tried to toss the ball up high, then delightedly chased after it as it bounced away sometimes, hugging the ball tightly, with both arms rolling back and forth on the floor, her clear, tinkling giggles echoing. After tiring herself out with the basketball game, Lily returned to her role as a diligent little helper. This time, she found a small feather duster, the kind Dad often used for dusting. Lily took the duster and then, mimicking Dad's movements with great professionalism, tried to dust the furniture in the house, like the tabletop, the chair rails, and even the low bookshelves. Although Lily's dusting might have only stirred up the dust a bit more, rather than actually cleaning the objects, her enthusiasm and working spirit were truly adorable. Amidst her energetic work and play, Lily also needed moments of rest and relaxation to recharge. At one point, she was seen perhaps tired out, quietly climbing onto a soft bed, maybe Dad's bed, then curling up into a little ball and quickly falling into a short, peaceful nap, her small lips slightly pursed, perhaps dreaming of exciting games. Upon waking, it seemed her awareness of household chores was still very much present. Lily was next seen hugging a small pile of pretty clothes, perhaps her own outfits that she had changed out of. Then, carefully, she put each item one by one into the drum of the toy washing machine placed in the corner of the room, an action showing her sophisticated imitation and desire to share the workload with Dad.